This video is brought to you by Ageless Geeks.
Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka BatBomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the Mezco 112 Collective Moon Knight. Now, taking a look at the front, we can see that the figure is showcased in your standard 112 box with the Moon Knight emblem at the center. Turning the box around, we can see multiple images and panels showcasing the figure in multiple posing positions with his different interchangeable parts and accessories. So with the box out of the way, let's crack this figure open and see what we have inside. And here's Moon Knight out of the box. And man, I am so glad to finally have this figure. This is one I have been dying to get my hands on because I absolutely love Moon Knight. And seeing him in Mezco form totally blows my mind. This is one kick-ass action figure and I cannot wait to check him out with you guys. But before I take a close look at the actual figure, I want to take a closer look at his accessories. So Moon Knight does come with a good amount of accessories. Starting off, he comes with 2 interchangeable head sculpts, 2 hoods, 8 interchangeable hands, a pair of nunchucks, a grapple hook, a bow staff, and a crescent blade. And lastly, he also comes with a circular base stand with the Moon Knight emblem printed at the top. He also comes with a clear articulated arm that articulates at 4 points with a clip. He also comes with a detachment with 5 bendable wires for posing around the cape. So with the accessories out of the way, let's take a closer look at Moon Knight. Alright guys, now let's take a closer look at Moon Knight. Now this is one I was very much anticipating as I am a giant fan of Moon Knight. I absolutely dig this character and Mezco, man, did such an amazing job with this. Now, he's very much a white figure. From the soft goods to the plastic, the paint, everything is very white. So I almost feel like I need to wear plastic gloves just when like playing around with this guy, because I feel like he's going to get dirty very easily. So just be very careful when you're handling this guy. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to get smudges on him very easily. So anyways, so for the most part, if you have this one right here, you're going to know what to expect. Initially the exact same figure, with just the difference mainly being the black on this one, or this one being the all white. But even the soft goods are exactly the same for the most part. Again, just mostly being the color, the boots and everything else just the same. See all that. But it's, again, just color-wise, they're the exact same figure. So again, if you have that one, you already know what to expect. Same thing with the weapons too, but man, how this really stands out even more, as far as I'm concerned, with the detail work on this torso and the whole soft goods thing. Because in the black it's kind of hidden because it just blends in, but you can really see how they actually two-toned like a bright white to like this off-white, almost a very light gray. So it really sets this whole thing off over the white like spandex material. So man, that looks insanely good. I am impressed with this. I love this so much. You can see the back of the suit right there. Looks good. And what I do like, and when you got things like the gauntlets right here, those are actually like a pearlescent white. So it might not show off on camera all that well, but in hand, it is gorgeous, dude. They did such a good job. You got a little bit of a wash in there too. I really, really dig this. Like, I've been just looking at him, and I think he looks so awesome. The little nicks and scratches and things like that. Tread on the feet. I love little crescent shapes like moons and things like that. That's really cool too. Really nice. I love his cape, big, billowy, pleather-like material. All looks awesome. You got the hood. I love how the hood is even sculpted. It's almost like that cracked leather look kind of bit. It actually molds in with or blends in well with the actual fabric of the cape, so that's really cool. So yeah, man, this guy just looks so freaking awesome. I think Mezco, honestly, makes the best Moon Knight figures you can possibly buy, because this guy is just so rad. Alright, now let's talk his accessories. So we do get the stand, which is really nice. Love that, with the white crescent moon on there. Of course, we get the clear articulated arm. Then we also get the bendy wires for holding the cape and posing around the cape. I don't mind this, but I know a lot of us, probably the vast majority of us, are not big fans of these things. So it's just a little too finicky to mess around with this and pose around the cape. So again, I've said many times before, I'm personally a fan of capes that don't have wire in them, but I know a lot of you enjoy that. So honestly, either way, I'm cool with it. I know in the future we're going to be getting wired capes with, I think it's a Supreme Knight. Might have a wired cape. I'm not sure. But it looks like, you know, Mezco's going to be experimenting with that a lot more. We also do got interchangeable hands. We got gripping hands, open palm hands, closed-fisted hands, things like that. We also get hands like this. You can see right there how he has a little, I forget what these are. What are they? Moonarangs? Somebody remind me. Moonarangs? Something like batarangs, but crescent moons. I don't remember. But like between the knuckles, I think that's pretty awesome. And you can see some clipped here on the belt too, so I think it's really cool. But I love stuff like that. We also get the large weapon right here, like so. The large crescent moon like that. That looks awesome. Really, really cool. We also do get, this is really cool too, dude. I love the fact that we get like, here it is right here, the nunchucks, but with like a real metal chain. I think that's so awesome. Their design is so badass. I just think these are so cool, man. The bright silver, that pearlescent white on there looks really good. One of my favorite weapons is this, like his grapple hook right here. So you got a long chain on that. Then you got that crescent, like I said, hook right there at the end. And it's so super pointy like that. You can see that really cool. And you can see I have a paper cut there. That is not from this. I don't even know how I got that, but whatever. So I just love this weapon. That looks rad, dude. So freaking cool. We also do get his nice staff. Again, they all have that similar style with that silver and the pearlescent, the spikes and things like that. So if I bring in like the other version, the one that's more black, you can see the difference in there, where it really is, all weapons are exactly the same. The difference is going to be the color. So these ones stand out very well. And all of his weapons hold into his gripping hand very, very nicely. So that works out good, and you can get some really dope poses. And you'll see at the end of the video, like I normally like to do. So, all right. We also do get interchangeable heads. So the first head right here is this fully masked head, which looks good too. I love the blue eyes peeking through the mask. The fold of that all looks really nice too. Even removing the hood, you can see the whole mask actually covers the whole head. So that looks really nice. And then we got an unmasked head, which looks really good too. You can see he's a little beat up. He has a black eye, some scratches and cuts and things like that, with the mask kind of pulled over to the top of his head. And I love the fact that you can see like a 5 o'clock shadow, and his hair kind of coming through the top of that. Looks really good. And we also get the downed hood to have it look like the hood's actually pulled back. So that's really cool. So how this works, you're going to take off the hood, and there's like a little rim around here like that around the collar. So you can take that off, then you pop that head on. So, you know, you could actually, you know what, I'm just going to pop, let's pop the other one down, that downed hood. You get that on there like that. You have to kind of get it around that collar piece that holds the hood more in place. So you could do that. And then you could do it with that head like so, if you want to do something like that. Or if you want to have it like this and put the masked head on there, you could do that. So like it's just the hood pulled back. So I think it's really cool too. But man, this is such a dope figure, dude. I really, really love this Mezco. I really feel like Mezco just has some characters that they just completely nail, and that other characters or other companies haven't done right. You know what I mean? Like, who else has made a better Moon Knight than Mezco right now? I can't think of anybody, you know, and there's just certain characters that Mezco does like that, which I think is killer. And this guy right here is a prime example of that. All right, now let's run down his articulation. So the head is on a ball joint, rolls around very, very nicely. It does turn left and right, up and down, and pivot side to side. Now, if you put the hood on, especially the hood that's up like so, let me just align that on that collar piece right there. You're mostly just going to get left and right like that to move with the collar piece. You're not really going to get a whole lot of up and down motion. You might even get some things where he kind of like looks into the hood. You know what I mean? That's pretty common with a lot of toys. But you can get some decent stuff out of it, even with that. Arms can go all the way up, down, up and out that far. Butterfly joint in there, rotation at the bicep, double jointed elbows that bends just past 90, rotation at the wrist as well as a hinge at the wrist. We got a double ball peg in the midsection that rolls around, does turn left and right, crunches back and forth, and pivot side to side. We got hip joints that kick forward about that far, back about that much, splits about that far, rotation in the upper thigh, double jointed knees, no rotation at the boot, but we do get ball joints at the ankle. You barely move up and down, rotate a bit, and a little bit of ankle rocker. Most of that is due to the design of these shin guards, how they kind of come down where you would pivot a lot more, so that hinders that a bit. I wish we can get those a little better, you know what I mean? That's one of those things that people have complained about with Mezco figures a lot, is a lack of ankle articulation and things like that, so that's one thing I hope they can continuously work on. And they have gotten better with some figures, but we can still see some improvements. So overall, I think he's still freaking awesome. I'm so happy with this. I think Mezco is just doing such a great job with a lot of their figures. You know, sometimes they can be a miss, but man, when I get home runs like this, it almost makes me forget the misfires, you know what I mean? So, but that's just me. I get it. These guys are expensive, and you know, you want every bang for your buck. I totally get that. In my opinion, this guy is definitely a home run, and definitely a must get. So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool and NECA Batman figures. Also for comparison, here he is standing next to the Mezco Direct exclusive Moon Knight. And for even more comparison, here he is standing next to the all-black Sovereign Knight Batman. And just for fun, here he is standing next to little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the Mezco 112 Collective Moon Knight. Now overall, man, I think this figure kicks so much ass. I am so stoked that Mezco even made this. Moon Knight is one of those characters that doesn't get a lot of love, especially when it comes to action figures. And let's be honest, in my opinion, this might be the best Moon Knight figure to date from any company. And even though they don't have a whole ton of them, still, he's truly awesome. The soft goods are so well done and detailed. I mean, it just really stands out on your shelf. That whole white motif just looks super cool to me. The metallic pearlescent paint looks gorgeous. The sculpt is very well done, really good articulation, and man, I just absolutely love his accessories. In my opinion, they are some of the best in all of Mezco, and I especially like that we get actual metal chain. That's always a plus in my book. So if you love Moon Knight and just want a badass action figure of this character, then I think the Mezco version is a definite must get. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.